even with all those threes drained, the defense and what you guys did against them, was that game planning? Was that hustle? What sort of turned the way maybe the defense had been going into a night like tonight?
Well, we've had moments, and that's what we've been trying to work on. Not saying that we can hold, great offensive teams like this regularly under 90. I mean, obviously that's not realistic, but we have it in us a better version defensively when we can do it more consistently. Tonight it was just a lot more focus and commitment and urgency, obviously because of the respect level for who we were playing, and we were able to do it for longer periods. And it always looks better, if you miss those threes. Which they did. A lot of them we were there contesting them, but they did miss some. They could change things. But overall, I thought the level of detail in our execution on both ends was one of our better performances of the season.
A win is a win, and the opponent does add a certain thing to that. But after this late game run of letting things get away or other teams getting back into games, how important was it to put a stamp on this one in the fourth quarter and not let it get dicey?
Yeah, again, and maybe it does get dicey, and you have to respond to it. But the more often you go through these experiences collectively together under duress, if you approach it the right way, which our guys have, you get better from it. You get better from these experiences, and you get a little bit more organized, a little bit more confident, and what you need to do, and then even our execution offensively, miss or make. It doesn't. You can't just bank it on the result. Is the ball getting to where it needs to go, and are you getting the type of shots without turning it over? And we did that during the fourth quarter.
Another solid night for Jay. He's played a lot of fourth quarter minutes since
Yeah.
coming here. What have you liked most about what he's provided the team, especially late in games where you can count on him to play?
Well, number one,
quarter?
the toughness and the versatility defensively, but he's an experienced IQ player as well on both ends. Defensively, he fills in a lot of different gaps. You can play him on four different players. He reads situations well. He's seen enough of these NBA situations over the course of his career. He's been in good defensive systems, so he has great habits. And then on the other end, he just does a lot of little things, to help your team. The spacing obviously helps, but he does a lot of other things as well. Move the ball. His spacing is very good. You can use him in pick and roll situations where he flares. I feel very comfortable with him. So I know if the head coach feels like that, I know his teammates feel that as well.
Just your thoughts on the job that Bam did on Giannis, especially without a lot of stuff falling from tonight. He still has that bread and butter of that great defense that he has.
Yeah, I mean this is one of the prototypical Bam Adebayo winning games. Yeah, I didn't notice what his stat line was, but he didn't have his normal flow offensively, particularly through the first three quarters. He missed some shots. Looked like he might have gotten fouled on a couple. We weren't able to generate our normal looks, for our shooters with him, and he just stayed with it. And that's the kind of grit, persistence that he has. He has winning habits, so he figures out different ways to help you. And defensively and on the glass were our biggest priorities. And he was doing it all over the place. And then things started to open up for him, in the fourth quarter for him as well at the basket.
To make three more threes and shots in the paint tonight, how unique is their defense and how tough does it make it, to score against them? And
yeah,
I guess you have to kind of make threes to beat
well,
this team.
you have to be very detailed in what your execution is and what type of shots you're trying to get. If your spacing is off, they can suffocate you. If you're not detailed with your screens, not detailed with where the ball needs to go, they can pack that paint as well as anybody. And yes, they do that at such an elite level. You do have to make some threes. But they also have to be good threes. And I think for the most part, we had ones that are in our wheelhouse. Still becomes miss or make, but looks better when you make them. All right. Thank you.